heard me say that before, yo, when I was arguing with Reggie?
Like I heard you say that about the bacteria, which I already knew that, but I didn't know that like the viruses played a role in keeping us alive.
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to
It
fucking
helped with our
kill us,
brain
son.
development too.
Yeah. Hey, we live.
Yeah.
We live on the Pseudo Killer channel. Hey, Chevron.
He gone.
Well organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time.
Live on that joint. Let's see. We live. Let me see if we get anybody in the building.
What? What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know. We're going to talk about nothing. Uncle Jay, go ahead and make this a pseudo show.
No, I'm cool.
Pseudo show.
I can listen. I listen.
we got zero. This almost like I'm biased channel. We got 0 listeners.
Oh man.
I'm trying to pull it
Yeah,
up.
what's the caller told me that he cut somebody out over there and he had deleted the show.
Did he? And then because I went over there.
Well, I think it was Juju and Abibio came back to me and told me that happened. And I was like, I told y'all stop fucking with that dude. He can't be trusted, man.
Bias cool though. He cool. We live on the
I can't even find it.
We live.
I can't even find it.
Huh?
I can't even find it.
What, the Pseudo Killer channel?
Yeah, when I try to type it in, I can't pull it up. But I have the link that you sent me, so that's what I've been using.
What am I doing wrong here?
Hold on. Maybe you need to change. Maybe you need to change the name of it, the way it's listed, not the name of the show, but like the way it's listed in the settings or whatever. You know, you could change the name of your shows. Hold on, let me try to see if I can. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in the back chat so y'all can try to go directly to it.
It's actually capital. How you spell it? P-S. Spelled it wrong.
That's probably why people can't find it.
Motherfucker.
You spell what? Pseudo wrong?
Hey,
it's possible.
Pseudo spelling.
There y'all go.
Pseudo.
That's it right there. Okay.
Yeah, I just put it in the back chat right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can.
Lord have mercy. Hell yeah, y'all spelled it wrong. The Pseudo Killers.
Oh shoot, that's the wrong one. My bad. Wrong one that he see.
Damn.
No, it took me there.
It
did? Oh, you know what? I'm fucking up. That's me. My bad. I'm fucking up.
He spelled wrong.
So now he got 2. Well, he should have 2 watching now.
You about to have 3 as soon as I can pull this bill up.
Man, that shit say the Pseudo Killers. Y'all ain't gonna never get it.
Oh, that's why I can't find it, because I'm spelling it correctly.
Yo, we got the Pseudo Killers. Just a test run. How he get here? Got one person on it. I believe himself, man. Hey, Blake, I believe himself. You know why nobody can't find the channel? Because I spelled this Pseudo Killers.
Yeah, once you change it, you know, all will be good.
Hell no, we misspelled the motherfucker. Oh, man, we beat up ourselves because I misspelled this shit. Pseudo.
Yeah, when you go into the settings and all that good stuff, like it's in the same area where you change like the photo and all that.
We got somebody on there in the comments.
I see
Who that?
I believe in self. Y'all going live again?
Man,
y'all about to beat up now.
My Uncle Jay, go ahead, man. Give us the latest update on that coronavirus, man. And that
man. I heard it's bad. As of the day, the official statement is tell everybody that died from coronavirus.
Is that what they say? Yeah, that's funny. You crazy.
Came from the top, you know what I mean?
Pseudo, yo, god damn. Boy, that's Pseudo.
Oh.
Damn. Hey, man, I'm just trying to fix the thing. I can't, man, look. Misspelling shit, I'm getting old. Boy, I tell you.
I
Oh, you stay
mean, we
right
can't
here?
all be the best. That's why you gotta have somebody to kind of double check what you're doing.
Yeah, you got, I need you, yo. I don't know how true historians pipe snatch your ass up.
Well, I was on his shit first.
Yeah, you sure was. Yep, you was.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said, I was watching Sinetter shit because of SETI beating people up. And then boom, there was one video where Garfield was talking and he name dropped all y'all and I went to all y'all shit. But I was watching y'all stuff here and there, but I was mostly watching MBK stuff, but I just wasn't talking. I wasn't talking in the chat.
So when you start talking?
I want to say the beginning of last year, towards the end of like 2018, beginning of 2019. That's when I kind of started typing in the chat and like leaving comments and stuff. Because normally I don't. I just like the video and I keep it moving.
Like the video, thumbs up. Ha ha! That's a dumbass thing, son of the guy. Like what the fuck? You be trying to talk, can't hear yourself talk. Ha ha! You be like what? Damn, I guess that shit did what it's supposed to do. Got me saying that shit stupid. Ha! Like the video. Ha!
Well, hey, at least this platform better than the Hangout, because the Hangout, we would have had to close out and come back up with a new link. At least this one, you can shoot to another show with everybody on here.
Yeah, you can stop it and shoot it again.
I will say, you seen the video I dropped about the Zoom up?
No.
I dropped it in that Pseudo Killer back chat on Facebook. Like this one dude there's one dude that I like to watch. I threw it back. Y'all can go back and watch it later. But there's one dude I like to watch. He a cool dude. He like me, he's into like the whole information technology and all that, and kind of exposing stuff and going on the dark net and all that. And basically him and a group of hackers, they found that Zoom, like they're not on point with their privacy protection for their users.
Oh, people can jump in your shit. Yeah. Right?
So basically Zoom, they've been exposed a couple of times. And apparently, like they're most likely siphoning information and stuff through China. So yeah. That's Zoom for you.
What'd you say? I forgot you like conspiracy too a little bit too. I forgot to keep an eye on you.
No, yeah, he showed everything on screen. I swear, like, do I have to go back and get the damn video?
No.
Like, y'all are tripping. I swear, it's like y'all just be ignoring me until it's like too late. And I just be like, yo,
what you
like,
think about that? No. Shit, I ain't believe shit. I ain't be shit back in the day. I ain't believe shit. I don't believe that shit.
Oh shit, did I not put it in here? Hold up.
You put it in the Pseudo Killers thing. You put it in there.
Oh yeah, my bad. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I be putting stuff in multiple locations. But yeah, if y'all scroll up, I think I posted it Monday. No, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday afternoon. It's a video that says you can't trust Zoom. And then I threw in a website that y'all can use to find alternative apps. That's how I found all those free applications I threw in the Discord server on. It took me, I ain't gonna lie, the entire fucking week to go through that website. Like literally an entire 7 days.
What website? What did it do? What it got?
Just scroll up to Tuesday afternoon. And basically alternative, it lets you find open source software programs. I was able to even find a lot of free ones. So, I was telling people like, hey, like if you're trying to do something, like if you're trying to make beats, I found a program that you can use for free. You want to edit some videos, you want to, do some voice recordings, like you want to do some graphic designs, you want to make your own website, make a phone app, like, I threw some free apps. I was able to find some free applications on there. Yeah, there's alternatives to everything on there for Google, for web searches, for this Zoom shit. I found an alternative that everybody can use. I was gonna pitch it to True Story, but I just never ended up putting the information together. I think I still got it. I think the name of the company is called Wired. It's like Zoom a little bit, but it's open source. You don't have to worry about them spying and all that shit on you. Zoom, they definitely recording our shit.
Yeah, they did.
And Google is guaranteed that they doing it. So, but does it really matter? You know, if we already posting it on YouTube, like it's there.
I think I'm getting to the. Let me see.
But yeah, YouTube said they're finna crack down on all these conspiracy theories, and they're gonna crack. They said that they're gonna. I thought that they like. I wouldn't recommend what they said that they're gonna do. I wouldn't recommend that, like, because that's borderline starting to be infringing on people's freedom of speech.
Nah,
Like,
man.
let them talk, but just restrict them, yo. Make it so that people can't find their video as easy. Make it so that their video doesn't get recommended. Take away their super chat. Take away their donations. You know what I mean? Or I have a better idea, even better idea. Just have the channel labeled, yo. These pseudo channels and these channels putting out the misinformation have their channel labeled as that. Hey, this channel is pushing pseudoscience or pseudo ideology. This channel is known for presenting misinformation. So it's like a warning to the listener that goes on the site that, hey, this YouTube channel is labeled as that. But as soon as you start going down that slippery slope of, oh, we're going to remove your channel, like, that's not good. And this is coming from me, of all people that don't like fucking Sinetter and his shit. I think that he should still have the right to keep doing what he's doing. It's just don't make it easy for him to do what he's doing. Take away the super chat, take away the donations, take away the recommendations. Don't allow him to get money from the ad money. Have the channel labeled as misinformation. Be done with it.
And they should have a 15-second ad on their page.
Oh,
like a 15-minute ad where they can't skip
it.
Oh, yeah, put it like.
That ain't gonna mean nothing though, because people.
Actually, that's a good idea, Lahisi. No. That's a good idea.
They can't skip.
And the ad can be about what is pseudoscience, you know, how people misinform people, and what's the best way to find the correct information. It could be about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Hey, y'all, go ahead.
10 to 15 minutes.
Type right in, yo.
Huh?
Type what in?
Type in pseudo killers.
So did you change it?
Yeah, I thought it did.
Okay. I hope you know, I didn't even notice it until I didn't even notice it until True Story showed it to us. You know, you spelled science wrong too.
Yep, sure did.
For your
for your
yeah, you might want to take that down until you fix it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, check and see if you got the pseudo killers. Yeah, niggas ain't telling me they joke me on. They scared to tell me. Uncle Jay, they scared to tell me.
Yeah, it comes up now.
Look, what's that nigga that the emperor don't got no clothes on?
Yeah, it comes up, Unc.
To the point where niggas don't want to tell me, Uncle Jay, that's bad, right?
Hey.
Emperor don't got no clothes on. Nigga walking around thinking he got a fly-ass outfit on, yo. They won't nobody tell them because they scared. That's bullshit right there, Nahisi. You missed it, because Nahisi would tell me, hey, boy, you spelled that shit wrong.
I was gonna say, are you tagging your streams?
Nope.
Well, you need to be doing that.
I'm gonna do it, yo.
Dang. You should have been doing that.
I know, yo. Come on, yo. I ain't got time.
Like, that's like YouTube 101. Tag your streams.
I know, tag it. What?
And use the hashtags too. Definitely in like the description box. You know, I would be hashtagging the fuck out of that shit.
Okay.
Like, you can get away with a lot on YouTube, like using wrong tags and wrong hashtags to try to get popularity on your channel. But you just got to be careful with it, though. You got to make sure that it has something to do with it a little bit.
Man, throw your ass somebody there trying that. There you go with the flammary.
I mean, they won't block you or whatever, but you may get a strike possibly.
No, okay. Why would I want? Okay, let me just stop that advice right there.
Nah, you'll be fine. It just depends on how you do it. You gotta finesse that shit, man.
Now, Uncle Jerry, you know you raised me better than that, boy. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know you might get locked up, but don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It'll be all right.
Shit.
It'll be all right.
Shit.
But I will. You know what? But that brings to mind. You kept bringing to mind different things that happened. You was telling. It was one time when I jumped on you horribly. I apologize because I was saying that voting is the one way that we can make sure that we get shit. You say don't shit happen with voting. And I think it's a 50-50 proposition. In local elections, your vote counts.
Yes.
The one who gets the most votes, winner takes all. But in the presidential election, your vote don't count worth a fuck.
Yeah, it's that whatchamacallit.
Hillary got 3 million more votes, but the other person still won because of the electoral college. That's 3/5 a person. Bullshit. It's time to let that shit go.
They figure most people don't know how to vote anyway. Yeah, that's still staying true.
They really don't because they vote party lines. There's only two parties. You're a Democrat or a Republican. To me, they're two wings of the same greedy ass bird. You know what I mean? So a libertarian can't a green space person. Libertarian don't stand a chance. If you don't identify as a Republican or a Democrat, you can't play in this game. You can't do it. You know what I mean? And I think right now that's what's really beating us down. You know, so I agree with you that I vote as often as I possibly can. I vote every time, but when it comes to the presidential election, it's like your vote don't count unless it's part of that electoral college. That doesn't make sense. Not if local elections is winner takes all. How come the national election can't be the same thing? They're saying, well, because people in Utah, where you got 6 people per square mile, don't want people in New York, where you got 24 million people per square. I mean, like 1,000 people per square mile. They don't want them to have the same. They don't want them to be able to say, well, y'all got more people in New York and California, so we don't want you to tell the rest of the country what to do. So we're going to give people in Utah and Colorado two senators and many representatives. You only got 6 people per square mile. Utah got 300,000 people. Period. They got the same voting rights as New York. They got 24 million people in the city. Does that make sense?
How many electorals do they got?
I think I'm not sure. I'm not even going to get into that because I really don't know. Because it depends on.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the race though. You racing. Each state is racing for the senators for the votes of the electoral.
But if
so
everybody,
it's like if I roll dice, if I win these 12 here, I move on to the next one. If this one wins 3 here, 4 there, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna beat 12, regardless if he 1 or 2 states. Right. That's how it works.
But if you understand the electoral college people, they're not elected. They're the people that work for the party, and they're given that position. So they're gonna.
No, that's not true.
I thought it came from senators.
That's not true.
The electors for electoral college are elected.
Sorry, I was in the middle of doing some shit, and I had to stop. How I know that's not true is because I actually watched a live stream where there was a dude that explains that anyone can become a part of the electoral college. All you have to do is you have to pass that. I think it's like some kind of like exam that you have to take, and if you pass that, you can be on electoral college, a part of that too as well, part of the process.
To be an elector?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as hard as people make it seem.
I'll say this with no citations. People become electors because of what they do for the party. Now, who elects these people? You say all you got to do is take a test and you become an elector, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can look it up right now.
So does that really make sense? Okay. I'm going to let that go. I'm not even going to get into that.
Let's just look it up.
Okay. Regardless, the electoral college is antiquated and it should be done away with.
The electoral college.
It's antiquated and should be done away with. One man, one vote. That's how it should be.
I mean, it really should. It is unfair.
You know, but
again, why it's in place is because of shit that was happening at the beginning. Though that's what I'm saying. Because of what happened in the beginning of our country, that's why we have the electoral college, because motherfuckers were voting for people that
is the 3/5
they probably shouldn't have been voting for, and vote. Well, that's not why, but why they had it is because you got to realize a lot of people didn't go to school back then, so these people were voting against their interests and voting for people that just because they were popular. So they started the electoral college thing. So, you know, it would be more likely to get someone into office that would actually, you know, get some stuff done instead of, oh, we're going to vote for, you know, the guy that's a really good boxer. You know, you see how fucking Trump got in office, but I mean, that would be an example of the fucking electoral college failing right there.
That sounds good, but at this point, I have to disagree with you. That's not how it works. But go ahead. I mean, I understand.
That's not how it
I
works.
understand where you're coming from. I do understand where you're coming from. But again, I will state categorically that you become an elector because of what you do for the party. Now, I don't care how many people put in applications. Certain people, all you got to do is put in applications. It's not a lottery. People are picked, but they're not picked like a lottery, a blind lottery. They know who's going to get that position. So it's just like you're saying, okay, you can vote in the presidential election, but you know, everybody can go to the booth and vote, but actually the winner doesn't take all because of the electoral college. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're trying to do. I do understand that. But the whole premise, the whole deal is electoral college is antiquated and it should be gone. I don't care how they get elected.
If you want to become an elector, there's just a few criteria. And I'm going to read the criteria to you. First.
But they don't get appointed. They get appointed, not elected.
Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. I got to scroll down to read it. Blah, blah, blah.
But I thought it had something to do with the congressman in there.
No.
I thought that's how many votes you get is how many congressmen are in that state.
Scroll down here.
For the electoral vote. Like Utah, just a little, Utah gets 6 votes because they got, 6 congressmen? And then New York got 29 votes. So if I was the president, I would try to shoot for New York. I would try to shoot for big numbers so I can make it to 270 quick. It's almost like playing 21. You want to get them numbers so you can get to 270 fast.
Oh yeah, you hit me off Facebook, yo. I wasn't even on Facebook. Hey, look at this real quick, now. Did you see this?
Hold on.
Let me give it to you.
What you got?
Interesting. Look at that. 5 days ago, 6 days ago.
Oh, you sent it to me on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right. I think I already looked at this one. Let me pull it up.
The mailbag, that ain't no serious shit neither. I need the real source on that, man. I can't believe this dumbass shit, man. Uncle Jerry, you sent a whole bunch of dumbass things. I was like, man.
Okay.
You gotta go to Nature Journal Science Show. You know what I mean? I got you.
Oh, yeah,
no. Again, like I said before, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I'm pointing you in a direction. Either you can just let it go or you can research it. I'm giving you the basics, the starting point. I'm not saying that that's the definitive article.
Yeah.
What article?
This one.
No, I sent them a number of things. The experiments about the pellagra. I sent them. What else I sent them? Oh, I sent them the article about the World Health Organization saying don't use ibuprofen, and somewhere down the line they flipped and said we're not saying, because it's a money thing. So we're not saying don't use it. We're saying that if you
that's just starting to get in Africa now, huh?
It's been in there. It's been there. It's been there for a minute.
They just ain't had no fucking
It's been in Africa for a minute.
In 2004, a leak from China laboratory led to the outbreak of severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, killing 1 person and affecting 9 others. The Chinese government said the leak was a result of negligence, and 5 senior officials at the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention were shot dead. Now I say
shot dead, buddy.
You say punished, you know what that means.
Shot dead.
Dang.
They shot dead. They did. They done.
Say the Chinese embassy declined to comment, but in a letter to the newspaper today responded, man, where the fucking real shit is that, man?
Are you reading the same article you sent me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, I don't take, I can't even go with none of that. This NBC, NS, that's daily mailbag, though, yo.
I mean, it's just clickbait. You know what I'm saying?
Now you read it, though?
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
It's a hell of a clickbait right there. I get his Uncle Jerry, he running with this motherfucker. I gotta keep this from you, Uncle Jerry.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I don't even want to see it. Tell you the truth. But the Daily Mail is like the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You know what I mean? It's just a news organization. Now, whether they get the truth every time, you can't. Every time somebody says something on the news, you don't take it at face value. It gives you a starting point to look it up yourself. But the Daily Mail in the UK is like the Atlanta Constitution or the Baltimore Sun.
That's
it's what people go to. I can't say it's a reliable source, but it's a source. I mean, when you're in a country like we are, where 3 people controls most of the TVs and the publications and the newspapers, you're going to get their thought process. You're going to think what they think, because that's the only thing you get.
Where's that source? The 3 people on? Give me that.
I'm talking about Hearst, Cox, and Murdoch.
I don't know none of them.
Hearst, Cox, and Murdoch. Now maybe you ain't down. Maybe you don't know who runs the media in the United States.
No, I don't. I thought maybe you knew it.
Hearst, Cox, COX, and Murdoch. Look it up.
I mean, how about our government?
I'm gonna lead you to the path, but I ain't gonna lead you down the path. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. No, you.
So we only get news. I watch Reuters and BBC, and they'll tell me more about what's happening in the United States than either the conservative or the liberal press in the United States. You know what I mean? So call it pseudo if you want, call it funny if you want. Bottom line is, if you want to get the truth, the young lady was right. We're holding in our hands equipment that has more computing power than Apollo 11. All we got to do is ask her the question. You know what I mean? Now, just because, and you got so many different answers, you have to weed your way through the answer. You can't find an answer that proves your point and say, this is it. That's not helping anybody. That's not really building. Anybody, you can go to the Bible and find out, it'll say what you wanted to say. And I'll find out, I want to see what's going to happen Sunday, the one of the biggest Christian holidays, whether people are going to stay home or if they're going to get together all of a sudden, because you know their religion drives people crazy.
Man, I was trolling some Christians earlier this week.
Oh, wow.
You don't troll Christians. You know better than that. Go ahead.
I give zero fucks, man. I be going for the jugular on their ass. I be like, yo, ain't you going to church?
Hey, don't troll.
It was like, oh, God gave us a brain. I'm looking like, yo, I thought God wants you to praise him. Wouldn't God want you to go to church and pray to him and have him protect you from this virus?
The KKK and Nazis are Christians.
God don't protect the stupid.
Don't.
I was like, oh, so does God not protect you from this virus then?
Well, I mean, we pray to Jesus, and the white person pray to Jesus. How you gonna pray to the same God and expect the same results? Everybody gonna get what they want. You got to understand that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying the concept of religion is out there. You know what I mean? That there's more Catholics in the world than there are any other religious group. And I'm just saying, come Easter, some people are going to say, my God told me to come out. They arrested a preacher in Georgia for having Sunday classes. I mean, Sunday.
I would have just quarantined everybody. Fuck all that.
You know what I mean? They should have.
Y'all could just stay together.
But they arrested the preacher. I don't know what happened to the congregation that happened to be at the church at the time. I doubt if they could be. Ain't no telling. Shit.
Niggas ain't going to
people. This shit. 600,000 people disappear every year. Ain't no telling what they did to the people at the church.
Oh man.
But they damn sure arrested the preacher for having a service.
Yeah, keep doing too much, yo. That shit putting people's life in line.
Kanye gonna have a service. You know he is. Kanye can't wait to become a church and be tax free.
I mean, technically, he is a church.
Right, though, shorty. Hey, Kanye funny as a motherfucker with that move right there, yo.
It's funny like a fox.
Damn, yo, you know he bullshitting too, yo. You just know it. All this money gonna be tax free, huh, yo? Dang. This nigga got up on the biggest churches and shit. I was like, this nigga, yeah, yo. People saying he crazy. I'm like looking at this nigga like, man, this nigga is bugging.
He may really be feeling it, home. You know what I mean? You can't say.
No, he's not. No.
He may look, as much as he got, shit, I believe in a God too. As much as the boy just bought a goddamn ranch in Oklahoma sometime with it.
I'm not buying this bullshit that you were saying earlier. I'm not buying it, yo.
Which one? Which bullshit? I done said a lot of bullshit over time. What ain't you
Pelegro
buying?
craziness, because as I'm starting to read stuff, it's starting to look like that black people kind of did it to themselves inadvertently.
Oh yeah, they already had it. Come on, lady. Come on. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that once the United States realized what the problem was, they did not deal with the poor black people. And the reason they didn't is because most of the people that were having it were black or poor.
So
whites.
I'm showing your second source is the one that's talking about all this.
Okay, I don't know what source it is. What I said, and I'll continue to say.
You just threw a gang of sources at me and it don't even say what you were saying.
No, what I said was, and I'll repeat. I'll say the deal was.
See, now I'm going to read the second source.
That the United States had the ability to help these black people, and they didn't do it. They watched them for years. All they had to do was niacin, vitamin B. That's the whole deal that would take the misery from these people. And the United States had it.
Says that, correct?
What happened?
Your source says this, correct?
Yes, it does. Rents.com. RENS.
So not the two sources that you gave me.
No, I've sent it to my nephew. And the reason I don't put it all the way out like that is because of the reaction I just got. But I sent it to my nephew.
What reaction? I just heard what you said, and I'm just like, I ain't never heard that before. So I said, hey, where's the source?
What I said was the United States had the ability to cure these black people, and they didn't do it in the 30s. In the 30s, around the same time they started Tuskegee shit.
You do realize I'm reading this shit here.
What my nephew said
it wasn't just people in America that was suffering from this either. It's people in other countries.
What you reading? What y'all talking about?
What does that have to do with what I said though? I said the United States had an experiment to watch the black people to see how it progressed in black people, and they didn't give them the niacin, a simple supplement that would have cured them of this pellagra. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Same scenario with, I mean, they didn't give them the illness. They just were eating something that wasn't giving them the nutrition. It was called
the 3 M's. The 3 M's: meal, meat, and molasses. It was deficient in nutrients. We are dealing with corn. Corn became king a lot of times as far as agriculture is concerned. As far as we're concerned, corn is not good for us. But when you have corn, fatback, and sugar, and that's all you got, it led to pellagra. And once they found out the only thing you needed to do to cure pellagra was vitamin B, they did not give it to the poor blacks. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, why would they?
It's in the why would they indeed? They didn't do shit for us for 400 years.
I mean, they were pretty racist back then. Why would they?
Yes, I agree with you. That's my point. They're pretty racist now.
When?
But I went back to the Tuskegee pellagra thing.
Said they're pretty racist now.
Wait a minute. So I went back to cover it all. I went back to the smallpox, pellagra, syphilis thing. They already had it. That's what I said. That's what I've been saying all night. You know what I mean? They already had it. So we can't point the finger. Don't point the finger at anybody. Don't put the responsibility on anybody. Just simply say they already had it.
What is he saying? This is reverse pseudo.
I don't know.
This is Pseudo.
No, it's not reverse.
They already had what?
The main thing. The thing that I was saying.
They already had what?
One more time.
Don't let him get you.
One more time, and at the end of this, I'm not going to address it anymore because I just gave you the nugget. All you got to do is search it. That when the pellagra came up.
What is pellagra? Hold on. What the fuck is pellagra? Excuse my language.
He dropped like 2 sources. It's basically it's a vitamin deficiency disease.
Okay.
Like I remember back in the day, people had iodine deficiency. It's the same thing.
How long
But it was
ago
called the 3 M's. When you have a diet mainly of corn,
Well, I ain't read nothing like that.
and molasses, it's called the 3 M's. If you go to 3 M's a disease, it'll come up.
I'm gonna need you to do better, Uncle Jerry.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
You can't be spouting craziness and then be dropping sources that don't say what you're talking about.
Well. Here's the deal. I gotta recognize the audience. You know what I mean? So I'll do that from now on.
Recognize the audience. If you drop people the evidence, they'll switch up.
I'm not arguing with you.
If you say something and they're not quite sure on it, and your sources don't agree with you, they're gonna think you pseudo as hell. So yeah,
what I'm saying is the stuff that the things that I sent.
Pseudo dies at the
Pseudo dies at the source.
What I did again, the things that I sent you just
I guess you didn't think I was actually going to read this shit.
But what were you looking for?
Type in the chat room so I can make you a moderator.
Listen to this.
Oh, it's on live chat.
This one time. I put out what Peligro was, and I told you my stance on it.
What is
that I believe that once they found out that niacin cured Peligro, they did not do it for the black people. That's what I'm saying. Whether it was done as an experiment or just ignored.
Yeah, Juju in the chat too.
I got it.
Say again.
Huh?
This isn't a repeat show. We're just fucking around, pork chop. I don't know what Unc got going on.
That's all. That's all I see.
But seriously, Uncle Jay, you have to do better. If you're gonna make a claim, nobody, including myself, was not trying to imply that you were lying. I just had never heard of that before.
I understand. That's why I sent what Peligro was.
You didn't understand, because if you understood, you would have dropped the flipping source that backed up what you were saying, but you did not. You threw 2 sources in the back chat that don't agree with you.
Really?
Wait a minute. What? How does it does not agree with me? What do you mean? What doesn't agree with you?
It does not say what you. It does not say what you've been saying this entire time.
You're saying that they don't say that the U.S. had an experiment not to give the people niacin. Is that what you're saying? It doesn't
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay, well then what?
I finished reading the Wikipedia one. I'm about hold on, what page am I on? I'm like on not quite halfway through. Your other source. That's from 2003.
Type again. Let me see if you got your type again.
Again, I was pointing you in the direction, and I'm telling you what I'm saying. Now, whether or not, again,
man, I ain't need you to point me in the direction. I needed you to drop the source.
What I said was, Wikipedia is not where you stop your research; is where you start your research.
Oh man,
that's what I said.
Oh man.
Now maybe y'all didn't hear me, but I'll say it again. I don't like Wikipedia. But okay,
Wikipedia is awesome.
When I talk to somebody, I give them the most negative. If I say something to somebody, I don't give them the accolades of what I'm saying. I'm giving them the negative part of what I'm saying, and then look at the negative.
Don't you think that would cause a lot of confusion?
There's some truth in it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Jay, hold on. We're just trying to hold on. All right, do this. What is your claim now? They what?
That in the 30s, they did a deal about Peligro. There was a condition, and in this condition,
what is Peligro? What is that?
Peligro is a condition where you don't have enough nutrients in your body. Your skin gets hard. It cracks up. It starts to bleed. Poor people, they thought it was a germ, so they had to do experimentation. They had to do observation. They had to do whatever you want to call it to see what this disease was. They determined it was a deficiency in niacin, vitamin B. But once they determined it was in vitamin B that was the cure for it, they gave it to some people, but they didn't give it to blacks. That's what I'm saying. Now whether or not they in the South, and it's documented, they didn't give it to blacks.
Right, so hold on. Okay, we got you. So what the source say, CK?
Which one?
Anyone.
No, she was saying that it didn't say what I said. It told her what Peligro was, but it didn't say, and America did an experiment on black people. It ain't going to say that.
Yeah, I'm looking for that shit. I'm looking for the experimentation.
Look, okay. Let me explain. Let me say something to you, and then follow me on this. See if you can follow me on this and look it up.
Nah, son. I just wanted you to drop the source where you got that from, so I can read it for myself.
Let me just say this. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna tell you why I did what I did and why I sent Wikipedia. On
Nah,
Wikipedia,
son, you're not getting the pass.
on Wikipedia, it said
I didn't say it had
Exxon.
to be Wikipedia.
Wait a minute, no. I tell you the way
Because
I
if
do it.
Unc get the talking stuff and the pseudos be like, oh, source up, he drops the source where he got what he said from. He don't drop a gang of stuff that's not even saying what he's saying. Because all the pseudos gonna do is gonna be like, see, Unc, it's not there. You lying.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on 1 minute. Let me explain the Wikipedia deal. Let me explain this. Let me tell you what I'm saying.
I'm letting you explain.
The Exxon Valdez. Listen to what I'm saying. Remember when the Exxon Valdez?
You had to change the title of the show.
Okay, can I say this? Let me say
Jay
this.
Goes
I won't say nothing else. let me say this. And I won't say nothing else. The Exxon Valdez, they spilled the oil in Alaska. Remember when they did the Exxon Valdez?
Why are we talking about something else to make a connection?
I'm trying to explain to you the Wikipedia thing. Can I explain it to you?
How many years ago was that?
A long time ago. But the Exxon said that they took care of all the cleanup, they took care of all the people, they took care of all the land, they did what they supposed to do. This appeared in Wikipedia, right? Wikipedia can be changed by anyone. When they looked it up, they found out that the Wikipedia article was done by an Exxon executive, that they hadn't cleaned up everything. They hadn't taken care of the people there. But because it was in Wikipedia, people said, okay, that must be the truth. And I'm saying Wikipedia is a place that you start. It's not where you finish.
Okay.
So if you just connecting onto Wikipedia and you're going no farther than that, you didn't listen to what I was saying. So when they determined that it was an Exxon executive that changed it to say everything was fine with the Exxon Valdez,
and what year was this?
Wikipedia can be changed.
Wait a minute.
By anyone.
That's very important. What year was this?
Exxon Valdez. I'll look it up because right now I don't have it in front of me.
That was 30 years ago, man. Come on.
Yes.
Man. It could be longer than
was
that.
Off the chain back then. Anybody could edit shit back then. You cannot do that no more, Jay.
It can be.
Wikipedia don't came a long way these past 5 to 10 years, man.
Yeah, it did, man.
Wikipedia ain't come far. Wikipedia ain't come that far. It could be changed by.
Dude, anyone. I can drop links right to flip now on everything that they changed on there, yo. You can't just put whatever the hell you want on there. They will flag your shit so quick, yo. Yeah. That's why that Negro Egyptian shit got flagged a year ago, because they realized that somebody went in there and was trying to force themselves into history.
What? Okay. That ain't true, CK. You made it.
Okay. Okay. Can I say pseudo? Can I say pseudo?
That's all. I ain't on the side with that assault. I ain't on the side.
I didn't say assault. I just said Negro Egyptian.
Sister,
why you brought assault into this?
I understand where you're coming from, but understand my point. Once I realized that the Exxon could change anything in Wikipedia to make it sound the way they want to, Wikipedia became not my last choice, but my first choice. And it was a starting point where I triangulate from that point. It gives me a starting point. So the only thing I did with that was showed you what Peligro was. Now, if you're trying to find an article
that's not what I asked for.
Listen to what I'm saying. If you're trying to find an article that says the United States admits that they did not treat the people that had Peligro, keep on going.
Wow,
but
we
found
know that
hold up. Everybody freeze. So are you admitting that you do not have a source for that claim?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not.
Oh my God, son. I'm done. I'm getting off the line.
No.
I can't do this no more.
I'm not saying that. I have a source, but you
I can't, yo.
The source. If I have the
You're
source,
almost worse than Lotus, stringing us along for a whole fucking 3+ hours, and you don't even got the damn source.
If I have a source,
you could have said that from the beginning.
No, listen to what I'm saying. If I have the source, if you go to the source, you still might say that's pseudo.
We can go to Wishman though. We can go
because it probably is.
Unc. Look on your page. I just sent you something. Look on your phone.
I'm sitting up here reading all this shit with the hope that, I'm going to see something that supports his claim.
All right. It says rents.com. Look. Do you see that on your phone?
No, go ahead. Go
ahead. At the very bottom, you don't have a message on there, rents.com?
Okay.
It says, let me see what it says. I'll tell you what it says. Hold on.
And as I'm reading all of this, it's explaining why Black people were fixing
a history of U.S. secret human experimentation. Do you see it on your phone?
Yeah, but it ain't secret. They ain't gonna be able to keep them secret like that on Jerry.
My point is this. Open it up and look at 1930, around the 1930s, and see what it says. So that is a citation, and whether or not is accurate, I don't know. Whether or not it came from somebody that had a PhD, I don't know. But look to what I
So
said.
what you're saying is it's probably not credible.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's very credible.
1931, Dr. Cornelius Rhodes, under the auspices of the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Investigation, infects human subjects with cancer cells. He later goes on to establish U.S. Army Biological Warfare Facility in Maryland, Utah. 1930, Tuskegee syphilis. 200 Black men diagnosed with syphilis are never told of their illness, denied treatment, and instead are used as human guinea pigs under the following progression and symptoms of the disease. Okay, 1935, pellagra incident. That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
After millions of individuals died from pellagra, over the span of 2 decades, the U.S. Public Health Service finally acts to stem the disease. The director of the agency admits it had known for 20 years that pellagra, that pellagra caused by, what's this?
Niacin deficiency.
But failed to act since most of the deaths occurred within poverty-stricken Black population. I can agree to that. I can see that.
That's my only point. That's the only point.
But there ain't no conspiracy though. You making a conspiracy. It's right here. That's what happened.
Okay, if it says right now that wait a minute, hold it. If it says right now that the people had the
why does it say a history of secret experimentation and we can look it up? It ain't secret, Uncle Jerry.
No. Listen. It ain't secret now. But my point is, right. They didn't tell anybody about the Tuskegee experiment until 1970. It started in the 30s. You know what I'm saying? And the person that look up the person that discovered. Wait a minute, look up and see what happened to the person that discovered the Tuskegee experiments. Look up and see what happened to the person that discovered the Tuskegee experiments and then whistle blew that motherfucker. Look it up. And I apologize for my bad language.
I got you on it. Uncle Jay goes crazy. Let me see. Change the title.
Do you think the United States government told the people that we've been experimenting on Black people, watching them for 30 years? Do you think that's what really happened?
So why would they do it for syphilis and not for this pellagra?
Say again. I'm sorry. Say again.
Why would they admit to the syphilis one but not admit to the pellagra one? So I'm still looking for your flipping source. Where that's at?
They did admit to it.
That's why I told you, when you looking for a source, you should have stopped talking and you should have went looking for that source. But instead, you threw us two sources that didn't agree with you.
Listen to what I'm saying. The United States, the Public Health Organization did admit to the fact that they knew for 20 years that there was a cure, but we didn't deal with the Black people.
Okay.
Because we just didn't deal with them. We just watched them. So that's not a conspiracy.
We're talking about the pellagra, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, can you drop that source then?
He said you're not gonna find it. That's
the whistleblower's name and where they located. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the source for the claim that you just made.
He just gave it to me. I don't know. It ain't backed up by shit. I don't see nothing.
It's nothing. What? Because there's no citation there.
Right,
okay, but the deal of it is, okay, all right.
That's what I'm saying. Wherever the flip you got that from, that's what we need.
All right.
You got it from somewhere.
This shit there, but I don't know about the. I don't see the other shit. I know it's a test run, y'all. It's a test run.
Okay, like my point is, whether you call it a conspiracy or whatever you want to name it, I'm saying that the United States knew, the people, not the United States, people in the United States knew how to take care of these people and how to cure these people, and they didn't do it. That's the point that I'm making. That's the only point.
And that is the source that we're
looking for.
Whether or
not you want to call it a conspiracy, whether or not you want to call it just didn't care, whether you want to call it that's the way we always do it, I don't care. You know, it's not my job to make you believe something one way or the other. Only thing I can do is tell you something, and then you're curious enough to research it yourself.
Go ahead and tell us. You just that's how we make us think.
Yeah, that's how we make up some more shit and start some more conspiracy theories. That sound like some pseudo shit. Do your research.
I understand. Believe me, I understand. I understand.
Hey, if this paper get in the hands of the wrong people, man, they're gonna make a show on something else, Joe.
I'm telling you.
Well, don't
That's how it starts.
make sure it don't get into their hands then, make sure it don't get into their hands. That's all you got to do. That's why I sent it to you and not to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just bury it. It's done.
Nah, because I guarantee you, I was just curious initially. I was just like, hey, you got a source for that? Can we get that source?
Oh, that shit, he died.
And you went all over the fucking place. That's when I got like, hold up, is this too conspiracy theory on me? Is he going pseudo on me? What the hell is going on here? Because I could be wrong.
But even if I have a source, it doesn't mean that's the end all, the be all, the end all. Because I can cite a source. But I can cite a source that Jesus is real. Are you going to tell me that I'm pseudo because I say Jesus is real? If I can cite a source?
No, we're going to read the damn source and see how they came to that conclusion.
Okay, I got you.
Remember, I said that at the very beginning when this conversation started damn near 2 hours ago. And I said, yo.
Jay, you got a slight twinge of conspiracy on you there, buddy.
I got you. I understand what you're saying.
Not a lot, but slight touch of pseudo. The pot is cooking.
Okay.
You got the pot cooking.
Okay,
right.
I got you.
So you said that source doesn't back up what you said. It just shows.
I'm saying I'm not. I'm saying that I produced a source that said what I said.
No,
now whether the citation because it doesn't have a PhD behind it or whatever, or American Medical Association or whatever, or the WHO or whatever, the World Health Organization, I don't care. I mean, I'm just produced a source. You said show me a source. That's the citation.
No, I said your source. I said where did you get this from?
Rents.com.
Rents.com. What the hell is that? Like rents as in you rent some vegetables?
No, ma'am. See, it's you doing your bias. Everybody have a bias. You heard rent. I didn't say rent.
I just wanted to make sure that I pronounced it correctly.
Listen what I'm just saying. You heard rent, R-E-N-T.
I said rents, like rents off some vegetables.
R-E-N-S-E. Now you're saying, what is it? I'm just saying it's just a starting point. It's something that shows what I was saying.
What the hell is rents.com?
I'm just showing that it's in print.
That's where you got this shit from?
Like up the video. Ha ha!
Oh my fucking God, son.
Make sure y'all subscribe, man. There's 5 people there. Everybody need to subscribe.
Uncle Jay, you can't do this, yo.
No. I understand what you're saying. Only thing I was doing was showing you a place where it's in print.
R-E-N-S-E.
R-E-N-S-E.
What is this website, Uncle Jay?
What do you got?
It's a website. I don't know what it is. I didn't make it
up. Whose website is this, Uncle Jay?
I didn't make it up. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm just saying that what y'all asked for, show me something in writing. You know what I mean? I show you something in writing. You say, well, no. Show me the citation.
It could have been a YouTube video.
You say, no. Show me the credentials of the person that wrote the citation. So it's never going to be good enough for you. But that's okay for me. That's fine for me. You know what I mean? It just ain't never going to be good enough for you.
Wait, Uncle Jay.
Yes.
What you talking about? If you gave us a Wikipedia article, it at least has to say what you say. Like when you talked about the Wishman comment that they gave people, the Wikipedia article backs it up. The syphilis joint. You can read it and it backs it up and tells you what happened. So when you come with this particular thing, it's not backing up what you're saying.
Because I'm telling you, I don't do Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not my last stop. It's my first stop, just to pick up some information.
No one ever said you had to use Wikipedia. I don't know why you keep going to that.
So can we see it on the first stop then? Can we? You got to at least have it on the first stop.
What's that? Got to have one on the first stop.
The Wikipedia is your first stop, right?
That's the first stop, the very first stop, to show you what Pellagra was.
Yeah, right there. It don't tell you nothing about that. Doesn't agree with what you're saying. Don't say it.
No, it tells you about Pellagra. That's what I'm trying. Because the deal was you didn't even know what Pellagra was. Again, I tell you, I don't make opinions.
Okay, is that a bad thing that we didn't know something?
I see the Pellagra commercial. Stop it. I see the Pellagra. They advertising this medicine Pellagra. No, I did see the commercial. I didn't know what it was.
You see the Pellagra commercial?
I think you tripping, man.
Yeah. You're not.
Don't you mean Allegra?
Yeah, you ain't seen the Plegra commercial. But look, but hold on, I was watching the damn thing. I was like, is it the skin or is it something wrong? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know till you told me. But I seen the commercial several times. I was wondering. You know what I'm saying? You know, you seen the Plegra commercial. Right?
You talking about the psoriasis commercial?
No, it's called Plegra. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Man, my side hurt.
I can't with y'all. I can't.
Hey, it was a Plegra commercial, yo. I typed it in. They trying to advertise a drug for it, yo. Seriously, man, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, my head hurt. Hey, look, y'all, I'm about to call. I'm about to call us a night, but I will check it out tomorrow night. Though. What time?
Hey man, this is a test show. Hey.
What time tomorrow, man? What time tomorrow? I mean today.
About 9 to 10, around the same time.
All right, man. I'm going to bed. Y'all take it easy.
Hey, boy, you gotta out the pseudo sometime.
Oh man, you did good on that one. You did good on that one. Nigga said, I saw the commercial. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Nahisi, come on, man. Nahisi,
what's up?
Man, they got a Plegra commercial, yo.
Say what?
Them they got a Plegra commercial, yo.
I heard of it, ain't it? What is it?
Come on.
He said, I heard of it.
I heard. I don't watch TV like that.
Yo, they came out.
What is it? Offshoot of Viagra?
No, hell no.
No,
Man.
Allegra, I think is for.
Oh man.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not gonna look that shit up.
Psoriasis.
Oh, for psoriasis. Oh yeah.
Nah. Let me see. Hold on, man.
Yeah, it's for psoriasis. Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not the name of it though.
Hold on.
But
Man. Uncle Jay.
You got me on that one.
I'm not gonna get you.
Uncle Jay, you need to throw all these pseudo-ass conspiracy websites in the trash, sir.
I will. Thank you. I will. Thank you for your advice. I do appreciate it.
Throw them mother flowers in the trash. Burn them down. Don't even consecrate the mother flowers. Just toss it, man.
Just toss it. I will. Not a problem.
And I knew it. I'm like, Rance, fuck is this shit? They type this shit in. What the fuck is this craziness? This motherfucking don't even know who started the damn website. Ain't no about section in this bitch. They got a disclaimer though. It's very clear that it says conjecture, perspectives, viewpoints, opinions, aka not facts, aka not most likely not evidence either.
Okay.
I'm surprised something like that would be on this site though.
Really? Do you see at the end of movies people saying events of this, all events and people in this character even don't represent a real incident. It ain't really happened. It's all fictitious. It is a disclaimer. But if you look at movies,
you wouldn't want to do that with something like this.
I understand. I'm just saying we're talking about disclaimers. That's all. Everybody has a disclaimer.
Show,
Everyone has a disclaimer.
That's meant for entertainment. What you were explaining to us, that shit's not meant for entertainment. That's supposed to be part of history. You don't want to sit up here and be lying on people about something that actually happened.
All right, look.
Considering it actually happened.
No matter what the situation is, right above the one of Pelegra is the one of Tuskegee. So that had.
Man, I'm scared to even read anything on this
but
damn
you
site,
have historical basis for that. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I might get.
So even if you find the
one that I'm
talking about,
up by alien reading this.
Even if you find the one that I'm talking about to be pseudo, the one right above it is Tuskegee. You know that's not pseudo. You know that really happened. Now, how it happened? Okay, that's up for debate. Like just like my nephew said.
Look,
Just like my nephew
they have
said.
Grisca
They didn't
carbon
give the people
60.
just like
That?
just like my nephew said, they didn't give the people syphilis. They already had it. You know what I mean? Okay. If that's what you want to say, I ain't got a problem with it. They didn't give the Indian. They didn't give the Indian smallpox. They already
Is it Allegra?
Yeah, it's Allegra. Nah, he talking about
Pellagra.
Pellagra.
The disease is called Pellagra.
Yeah, I was playing with him. I said it's a commercial. Pellagra, but no, that's different what you saying, these. That's the real shit. I was joking with him.
Oh.
Yeah, Allegra is the name of a medicine.
That allergy. Yeah, that allergy medicine.
Yeah.
I was playing with him, yo, because I'm
That's
trying.
why I was laughing about it. He said I saw the commercial. That just
oh man.
That did it for me. You know what I mean?
I just thought I tried to out pseudo-rise you. Shit. Damn.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did.
All right,
man.
It's our test show, man. Y'all gotta go ahead and subscribe, man. We just got about 5 people in that motherfucker, boy. All right, we had a good one though. We had a good show.
We did, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm glad y'all allow me, because y'all can just cut me off if you want to. I appreciate you.
No, I ain't cutting you off, man. Come on, yo.
Man, as much as I let you talk.
Need money, pork chop.
You seen that article I sent you on?
Which one?
The one I said, I'll tell you, go down to the 5th paragraph.
Oh, all right, let me see.
You see that article?
All right, hold on. The first. All right. All right, let me see. What about the article I sent you?
Yeah, I mean, that article ain't really saying nothing. You talking about the one with Boris? You see what I'm talking about? Looking for clues. Go down to the 5th paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that?
Just the one the 5th paragraph. Let's see.
Bring me a drink.
It should start with, but the SARS-CoV-2.
But shortly after the virus makeup revealed January. Now, where you at? Looking for clues?
Yeah, come all the way down to looking for clues. You'll see the little chapter, looking for clues. And then go to 5th paragraph down from that.
All right, but the SARS-CoV-2 virus has components that differ from those of previously known viruses.
Yeah, so keep reading that one little paragraph.
An unknown virus or viruses in nature. Genetic data irrefutably show that the SARS-CoV-2 is not derived from any previously used virus backbone, right? That's what you did with Reggie, right?
Yeah. Now, if you were to click on that link right there with the SARS-2, it breaks down the amino acids and all that, and it show you that they never ever used that virus before in the lab. That's what they talking about by the real backbone. You got to have that original virus and then clone it to work with it. And before you can do any kind of gain of function, you got to have a virus to put any kind of manipulation to it.
Yeah, anything he can say by saying that they did that to some other viruses that go for that. But we already know you can do that. Okay.
No, you can't. You know why you can't go with another virus and do that? Because if you click on that link I'm showing you, they broke it down. This virus, they don't have it in the lab. When they bring the viruses in, they're cataloged. Like I was telling you earlier, it's just like if you find a person out on the street and you be like, you ever been to prison or jail? And they say, no, you run them through the damn fingerprint machine. If it come back, he wasn't in the system, he never been in the system. They log all this shit in.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
You see what I'm saying though? Yeah. So that's how they know it didn't come out of the lab. The only thing they trying to see now, did it mutate in the animal or did it mutate in humans? That's all they trying to see.
Right. No, I was saying
that's a good point, he said.
Agree with you. And I was basically saying that that they didn't have it. That was my point.
Yeah.
And Reggie trying to act like that, they do gain of function, but you can't do a gain of function without the original shit though.
Yeah.
But
he was
that's
acting
a
like
good point though. What Nahisi just said though. I never even really thought about it like that because we just been so focused on the past viruses, us getting them from the animals, which we got the coronavirus from them, but we never really discussed like, it's possible that we already had the the previous coronaviruses, and that one is the one that mutated in us.
You ain't never heard us say that?
Not that I recall.
Yeah, we was beating
In
up.
regards to this virus, in
That
regards to
was
this
the
one.
main point. That was the main point. And I was like, yo, it was the common cold. Coronavirus is common cold. Common cold is called common coronaviruses. And they think that one of them might have mutated. Right?
Yeah.
In the nose first and then.
So,
well,
I have a question then. Well, let's just say we go with that theory that that's what took place.
Right.
And we really can't blame China for this then.
No.
Nobody's blaming.
They're being scapegoated. They're being scapegoated for this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, conspiracy theories. And then you got people who write books back in science fiction days dealing with leakage of the lab.
Right. Look up when you get a chance.
Because the people ain't tell us in time. They was trying to hide the shit.
When
because
you get
they
a chance,
fuck up business and all that.
I understand. Let me say this real quick. When you get a chance, look up Dean Koontz' book "Eyes in the Darkness."
Yeah, I already know that.
He did this. He did this in 1981, and it's a work of fiction. At the back it says this is a work of fiction. It doesn't any resemblance of anybody living or dead or any situation is purely coincidental and unintentional. But if you look at that book, it says in Wuhan they produced a virus. Now this is 1981. Now it's just coincidence. I say it's just coincidence. I don't think that he saw the future. I don't think he did anything close to it. But look up Dean Koontz, Koontz, Eyes in the Darkness. It talks about this exact thing, and in his book, it started in Wuhan, China.
Yeah.
Now you got people saying, okay, well maybe he was prophetic like Nostradamus. No, he wasn't. He just did a book. But if you knew who Dean Koontz was and his background, you would know that he had the expertise to know a lot of stuff that he writes in his book. But he just put it down as fiction, not as fact.
I'm gonna end with that. I'm gonna let you have that moment in time.
Okay. All right. Hey, look, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Lord spare. I'll talk to y'all later on tonight.
Godspeed, my man.
Amen with you.